New York, New York, all the Empire State politics you need to know in just a few New York minutes. And on the Democratic side here, Richard Brodsky, former Assemblyman, senior fellow at Demos, professor at NYU. And on the Republican side, John Cahill, former chief of staff to Governor Pataki, former commissioner of New York State's Department of Environmental Conservation. Talk about an issue that we discussed this week. Came out of the Stafford loan story where Congress's inability to get something done. You're going to see the rates double. But the broader issue of affordability of college. You guys know the New York SUNY system probably as good as anybody, obviously from your time in the governor's office and your time in the legislature. We've seen tuitions everywhere skyrocket, but use even the state model, which the whole premise was you get a quality education at an affordable price for New York families. And even that is becoming so prohibitive. What's the dirty little secret? Why does college have to cost so much? And why is it something kids walk out with, burdened with debt here, seemingly for decades?
With 4 kids in college, I wish I had the answer to the question, Richard, but it's a real problem for our country. When you look at the amount of debt that 22-year-old young men and women have that is going to impinge upon their opportunities for a lifetime, it's really quite dramatic.
What was the challenge in trying to hold down tuition? Why did it keep creeping up year after year?
Not
by just rates of
interest.
interest.
There's no level of accountability in higher education.
Up. There was an intentional policy under Governor Pataki and other governors to raise SUNY tuition. It was sent to us as legislation, it was sent to us in the budget, and it was intended to take SUNY tuition way up and decrease the public contribution. Decades of disinvestment under many governors and under many legislatures has been a major, if not the major factor in the increase in unaffordability of education in New York.
But here's the answer. It's always more money, right? That's the answer. Oh, we know more money. It's not always more money, okay? Whether you look at the private colleges or the state colleges, the answer is not more money.
How about the same amount
That's
of
not
money?
the answer, right?
How about the same amount of money?
Sure.
You sent us legislation to
historic
increase
investments
tuition.
in higher education, Richard. Listen, you could look at the facts, but the reality is there is no accountability. Universities now think that the more they cost, the more competitive they can be. And there is no market competition for really holding them accountable for what they're charging for education. $60,000 a year for private education is absolutely absurd. I don't care what university you're going to. The same thing with SUNY, Richard, but we don't have any real market-driven accountability to the higher education.
Market-driven accountability for a state system doesn't work.
It works.
What happened was they intended to raise tuition. They did it.
So we just keep on giving them more money, whether it's taxpayer dollars or private dollars, without holding anybody accountable. That's not the solution.
Somebody might have said that, but it wasn't me. Nice try.